Hey guys, back with another video today, and this would be something different. I know I'm used to creating car content and things of that nature, but I think for this channel I'm going to start switching it up a bit and talking more generally about technology, because that's what I am. I'm a technologist at heart. This is what I love to tune into the news, all of it, right? So that's robotics, AI, machine learning, self-driving, all those things I actually have a fascination about, and I like to stay in tune with the news. I watch it like every day, even more so than cars. I love cars, but at the end of the day, again, my true passion is technology. So for the most part, I'll be making newer videos and just keeping up with the latest news, and specifically robotics. I mean, that's some area I'll definitely touch upon because it interests me and it intrigues me. So enough talking, let's just get into this trailer for the Figure 3 latest teaser trailer. Supposedly on Thursday they'll be releasing a full out demo where you'll see the bot do things, not just a fancy trailer of some sort. So let me go ahead and play the video, then I'll go back and pause and point a few things out and just give my 2 cents on this new Figure 3. So I'll just go back and pause it in a few areas where I like to touch up on. I guess I'll just first start right here. I mean, it's obvious that they're using some type of cloth or mesh for their, let me pause this. So some type of cloth or mesh for the outside exterior of the robot. And that's cool. That's similar to what 1X Robotics does. I'm not sure if you all have seen it, but it's known to be one of the soft robots. And it seems like they're following those same they're following the same footsteps as 1X, as it appears like. I mean, it wouldn't be bad to have a robot be softer than hard, right? Just if you're going to be around humans, interact with people, you want it to be something that could be within the home, where if it falls, it's not going to scratch furniture, or even if it bumps into someone by accident, it's not going to damage anything or hurt people. So I think it's a great start, and all robots should be soft to some extent. Obviously, if it's industrial, maybe it won't matter so much, but yeah, the design, let's just start there. This video itself is the reason why I even got back into making YouTube videos about tech, because I mean, believe it or not, some people believe it, some people don't. Robots are the future of labor, and unfortunately it will take a lot of jobs, right? So I'm just trying to be a part of history in some sense and add my 2 cents, my thoughts, start a discussion on these new replaceables of some sort, right? Because they are gonna, you could argue that they're not capable, all this, that. Just know that it's just like the smartphone, right? At first it was just a phone. It couldn't FaceTime, it couldn't browse the internet, it couldn't do all these things, right, at that time. But look what happened 20 years later, right? These smartphones could do essentially all and everything you could imagine. And, it's the same with these robots. We've seen it at a point in time where they were moving extremely slow to the point they had to speed up the footage. Now they're all in real time. You see what's the company? Not Boston Dynamics. I mean, Boston Dynamics has done well, and they've actually been the leaders for robotics, but you've seen what Unitree's G1 robot has been doing. It's been their rate of progress is actually, it's shocking to me how fast they've been able to iterate and get what it was in the beginning to what it is today. So yeah, this is intriguing. So I'm actually trying to, let me slow this down so I can comment specifically on parts that I want to speak on. Let's do half speed. So first thing here, if we look at this, there's a camera in the palm, and you know, in my head, I thought this might have been excessive, but it makes sense. I mean, you got to think about it, right? Like right now, I'm on my laptop, and I have to feel things, right? The only way you know you're on something, or you're touching something, or you know you're grabbing something, is because we have this tactile feel. We have nerves in the ends of our fingers to tell us when you're touching this keyboard, or you're pressing this power button, or this knob in your watch, right? We don't actually always have to look, especially when you're driving, right? If your car, well, Teslas don't really have buttons, but if your car has buttons, you don't have to actually look at the button to press it. You know you're on the button because of that tactile feeling. So I mean, it would make sense to put a camera in the palm, so that, I mean, being a robot, now it has vision almost everywhere. It doesn't have to peek its head wherever the camera's located. So let's just say theoretically, if the camera's located at the head and it's trying to grab something underneath the table, or you know, something that's out of view of the main head camera, it could use its hand. Just imagine if you had an eye in your hand, right? How much easier would it be to grab stuff, whether it's under the table or you drop the remote under the bed, whatever the case is. So I think this makes sense. It might add more cost, complexity, but hey, it seems like they're moving forward with it. We'll see how it plays out, but this is cool. Also, look at the ends there. There's these looks like sensors of some sorts. I mean, the whole hand looks pretty grippy, but yeah, this looks if you watch RoboCop, even back in the day and even today, the robots then look futuristic, and I still think they look somewhat futuristic, but this is starting to change that future sci-fi, you know, like I think this is, trust me, I love Tesla as a company. I mean, I'm not the best. I mean, I don't agree 100% with the things Elon says and how he moves, but I mean, Tesla as a company, technology-wise, they're great. Again, I don't want to bring politics into this, but what I'm saying is, for the longest, I thought Tesla had the best looking robots. In my opinion, this right now on Thursday, we'll see how it goes. This to me is the best looking robot I've ever seen across all sci-fi films, anything. It looks very, I can't even describe it. It's almost like I like these Sony headphones, the new ones, the latest ones. But if you look at the Sony headphones or Apple products, you see how simple and modern and unique they look. This gives me that same feeling of that Apple design and very streamlined design here. So I love this. So let's keep looking here. You know what this kind of reminds me of? I don't know if you all probably ever had a pair of these, but the new Nike Vapor Max, they have this fabric mesh of some sorts on the shoe, and this kind of looks like it here. I mean, I know this is probably not the same material, but it just reminds me of it. Moving on, and that's a power button right there. It's funny that I get it. It would make sense, right? If it's off, obviously turn it on, but it's not really usable after the fact. You might say, yeah, you could just go behind the robot and press it off, but like in an emergency situation, let's just say worst case scenario, this robot's flipping out. Obviously, there's going to be a remote kill off switch, but it's going to be really hard to press this off switch, this small, discrete off switch or power button. You can see it also has a zipper here at the back. Seems like this is a display at the top here with the O3, and then it has the battery percentage. You can see a camera on the back. Has some LED lights there. This appears to be the torso. You can see these are some holes here, possibly for heating and cooling, right? To make sure the components don't overheat. Because that's something that I know about robots. At least the robots of today, they create a lot of heat, right? And they need to dissipate in some sense. No, this looks really futuristic. And I wonder if this is the actual robot or a 3D render. I'm leaning towards a 3D render based off of the smoothness of the fingers, but we'll see. And I love this here. A lot of people's talked about it, but for one, they now have some type of flex to the foot. If you look at other robots, including Figure's older robots, they're very stiff when they walk around. So having the toe box area here flexed will definitely help with just natural looking movement and so forth. See, I like that. These look like a pair of shoes. I wouldn't I wouldn't mind if these were a pair of shoes. I wouldn't mind buying them. This has a very modern, futuristic look that I haven't seen before. And you can see there it also has inductive charging. So I mean, this to me, I think it's extremely smart. It might add more cost, but it's extremely smart because if you're on a factory line, most of the time you're going to be standing in the same place. It appears that these robots will be used in the factory, and in fact, some of these robots are actively being used in the BMW factories. So I mean, if they're in the same place, right, just put a pad in the place that they're standing in. You essentially have 24/7 power to these robots, and they'll keep going and keep going and keep going. Now, I don't know if they have to take a 15-minute, 20-minute timeout due to their motors overheating. I don't know the specifics, but it's cool. This is the first, at least to the best of my knowledge, the first robot that has inductive wireless charging in this manner, where it's in the feet. So and then this part really, again, this is just something I haven't seen. Like, I'm trying to think, there's probably some game that I've played in the past that reminds me of this. Probably this is why I'm so attached to this whole design. I'll find the game when it comes back to it, but I mean, this is also different. You haven't seen clothes and robots in this manner. They look like normal clothes, but at the same time, they have that robotic aesthetic that's designed for figurines. This is something unique. Maybe Tesla might do something like this. I don't know, but yeah, this to me is really, really nice. I mean, I would even wear this. Someone on another video, they were reviewing the same thing, and they said, hey, this might be something that starts a new trend. I would buy something like this personally. I would. I mean, I could see North Face creating something like this in the future for humans, but the fact that it's on this robot even makes it cooler, in my opinion. So let's move on. And then we have this sleeker, I don't know what to call it. It looks like gym wear almost of some sorts. So, you know, I mean, Figure 5 years down the road, I'm pretty sure they're gonna have custom versions of this if you work for Honda, Nissan, what other company, you know, Instagram, Facebook, whatever it is, you know, a mechanic shop. You could have your own branding and have your own specific clothing for the robot. And to be honest, I'd rather, if I were a company, I would have the